It was more than enough, but he just kept wanting more and more. And the things that we seek and the money that we seek, they're not the problem. Money is not the problem. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money. It's the pursuit. It's the chase. It's the I have to have this to be filled. So what we end up doing is we love things more than the giver of those good things. And St. Augustine said that. He said, they love the things you, God, made, but they do not love you in them. In Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 10, we're going verse by verse through this chapter. It says, whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. Whatever I saw that I wanted, sha'al, the desire, the demand, the seeking for, the going after, he said, I grabbed it. But you'll see how when he went to go grab it, it was just out of reach. And that's exactly what happens. It's right there. You feel like, oh, if I could just get it, it'll scratch that itch. It'll fill that void. And man, I'll feel significant once I get that position. And once I get a little bit more. And if I have this and that person recognizes me. And if I prove myself to these people. And if I stick it to the boss, then I'll feel. And when you get it, and when you say those things, and when you tell that person off, and you just feel like, oh, I thought that was going to make me feel better than it did. And it's kind of like the Turkish tradition. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but the Turkish tradition where they're giving the ice cream cone and then they rip it out right before they take it. Have you ever seen that? There's a Turkish tradition. You don't just get ice cream. Let's go to the next one, guys. So this guy says, no, I'm just going to eat it, right? I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to eat it, right? Okay? Now there's that's kind of the aggressive nature even of this word, which is why I shared that. The aggressive nature is like, hey, I'm gonna. It doesn't matter who I hurt. I'm gonna grab what I deserve. I'm gonna get what will fill me. And Solomon said that didn't leave him happy. In fact, he uses the word for rejoice, shamikik. It's a word for rejoicing and being merry-hearted. And to be filled with genuine delight, but that was all that he had for that portion. In fact, he uses the word portion, kaleb. It's the word for an inheritance, a reward for work, but it's short-lived. It's good, but it doesn't last. And in verse 11, he said, I looked in all the works of my hands and the labor that I did. Everything I did, it was vanity and vexation of spirit. Now, we've used that word havel a lot. But I want to describe what he's describing here. It's the word they would use for clouds. You know those big fluffy clouds. You almost look like you can reach out and grab them. And he says, it's havel. It's a vapor. And it's educator appreciation, so I thought we would do like a science experiment. Can we do this? Are you awake for it, okay? Hopefully I don't hurt myself. You want to bring that up? The whole thing, the whole, if you want to bring that whole thing so I don't have to try to balance those things, that would be fantastic. And just leave it up there. We'll leave it here for the whole time. No one's going to care. So he says it's like smoke, it's like a vapor. I didn't want to do smoke because I have no idea if the fire alarm's going to go off or whatever. So I opted for a little dry ice, Everyone likes a little vapor, right? Now, here's what he's trying to say is you can see the vapor. You can even, if you're real close, you can hear it coming up. You can hear the vapor. You can try to grab or taste or even smell the vapor. It's real, but you can't grasp it. It's visible. It's real. The feeling that you have that, hey, that's going to fill me, it's real. I'm not saying it's not. Not even saying that the instant gratification doesn't give you some of a fix. But you will see, you will watch this as we finish this, and you'll probably watch that more than this, okay? But you will see that it just dissipates. It's there for a minute, and then it's gone. And that's exactly what he's saying. The chase for treasure and the pursuit for pleasure, they're there, and then they're gone. And we're trapped with this feeling like, I need more. And I just want to guarantee you something, that pleasure and money and experiences, they just won't leave you fulfilled. C.S. Lewis, in his great book, The Weight of Glory, says, what does not satisfy when we find it was not the thing we were truly desiring. I just want to tell you something that I hope you will remember from this study, and that is the thing you're looking for to fill that void is a relationship with your Creator. And not just a relationship with your Creator, but you were meant to seek the giver of good things before you seek the things. And so we don't go to God as a cosmic vending machine to try to get all of the things that we think will fill us. No, our hearts will continually produce false sources of hope and fulfillment outside of Christ. No, we must surrender the love for the treasures. Listen, God will give you good things. Treasures are not the problem. I hope that God blesses you incredibly, but the love for it, the hunt for it will hinder our pursuing a right relationship with Jesus. Now, all of you are probably on the same page when we talk about money, and you say, yeah, money's a gift from God, and making money's not the problem, but when we make money the main thing, it becomes an idol, and we would recognize that. But there are other things in your life that could capture you more than a relationship with God captures you. I want to talk to you about something that is in my life. Sports. Love sports. But if sports captures my heart more than my relationship with God, I've made it a main thing, and it's a bad thing. Listen, sports, guys, is a wonderful thing. Some of you have kids in sports. Some of you even have kids in travel sports. But I'm telling you, if that is setting your agenda, and it's taking you out of worshiping, serving, loving Jesus, I'm telling you right now, that is something that is going to get in the way of you pursuing your relationship with Jesus. And so the pursuit for pleasure will deceive you. The chase for treasure will trap you. And the need, number 3, and we're finished, the need to compare will corrupt you. Now, he spends the last half of this chapter comparing himself to those who will come behind him. And I don't think we have a problem as large as we do in our society than we do with comparison. And it's because when I was growing up, you didn't see what everyone else was doing in the world online. You saw what everyone was doing on your street. So keeping up with the Joneses were like literally the Joneses next door, okay? And now we compare ourselves to everyone around us. It's so damaging, it's so depressing, it's so corrupting. In letter A, I want you to see that the first comparison he makes is comparing knowledge. I want to tell you that comparing knowledge leads to self-righteous pride. And I see this in churches more than anything else. Jesus called out self-righteous pride more than he called out anything else. And he called out to the Pharisees who thought they were all that in a bag of chips. You know why they thought that? They thought that because they had the whole Old Testament memorized. And they thought that because they had the experience. And they thought that because they were more religious than anyone else. And they dressed better than everyone else. And they thought that because they thought, well, I have the experience. And I have the knowledge. And I have all these degrees. And I have... Great. But if you're lifted up with pride, as the Bible talks about in 1 Corinthians 8, I'm telling you right now, you know how many times God's humbled me? When I've started to lift myself, no. I am one beggar telling a bunch of other beggars where the bread is. We are all, listen, that cross levels the ground. And I'm thankful for education. I'm thankful for experience. And man, I'm 20 years in, and I hope I have many, many more. And I hope people keep thinking I'm a young pastor, because that feels better in your 40s, okay? But I will tell you this. None of that matters when we see Jesus. And I will tell you that pride, that arrogancy to say, we deserve nothing. And Paul says this to the church at Corinth. He says, hey, knowledge puffs up. It just does. And if any man thinks he knows anything, he knows nothing. Paul was a straight shooter. I just want you to know that, okay? I mean, think about Solomon. Solomon was wiser than all the men, 1 Kings 4:31. You can read the first 2 verses I gave you. He was wiser than all the people who made the pyramids in Egypt. And it just goes through it. God gave him the wisdom and understanding that was exceeding much. And so in verse 13 through 16, he summarizes what all that wisdom got him. He said, then I saw that the wisdom excelled folly. He's like, it is better to have wisdom than foolishness, just as light excels darkness.